So the topic is excretion. What is the meaning of excretion? It is of metabolic processes. So basically it's a removal of metabolic waste that can be your aerobic respiration. What is the waste of aerobic respiration? Carbon dioxide and water. This is the waste for aerobic respiration. What is the waste of so this waste is basically produced by glucose. The waste that is produced by amino acids or protein is urea. Okay, now how is urea formed? That's a different story. So this is how the amino acid structure look like. On one side it has R group, on one side it has H, on other side it has amine group, and on the other side, the other fourth side, it has the carboxylic group. So this group and this group are basically involved in the formation of urea from the amino acid. Okay, क्या ये क्या so this is the structure of amino acid. Yes, we need to learn it because this is part of chemistry as well. So this is amine group and this one is carboxylic group. So how is this formed? It is formed when this amino acid is converted into urea. Now, what is the structure of urea? Urea is a carboxylic acid, or on both sides there is amine group, and this is a toxic substance for human body, and it needs to be removed. Now there are different organs for the removal of the waste. For example, if we talk about this waste, which is carbon dioxide is removed through lungs. If we talk about the waste water is removed by kidneys as well as by skin through sweating. Yes, through sweating. The third thing is the urea. Urea is also released through kidneys. Now, what is the role of liver? Liver actually does the deamination. What is deamination? The breakdown of amino acid into urea, removing the amine part. Okay, conversion into urea. So these are the important things that you must know before discussing the formation of urine or whatever, the excretory system. Clear? What are the different waste produced by our bodies? By our body, they are basically carbon dioxide, water, and urea. Okay, now let's talk about let's have a look on our excretory system. So if we talk about the excretory system has the basic organ is the kidney. First one. What are kidneys? Kidneys are the bean-shaped organ, sorry, and they remove urea from the body, or they filter the blood and remove urea. So kidneys basically filter the blood. And what do they filter out? They filter out urea. Okay, then these kidneys are connected with uh, two main, you can say, blood vessels. One is the renal vein, one is the renal artery. The renal artery, it contains oxygenated blood, and it brings the blood to the kidney. Okay, while this renal vein, it contains deoxygenated blood, and it takes blood away from kidney, basically towards heart. Away from kidney but towards heart. Okay, are you getting what I'm telling? but to, yes, away from kidney, deoxygenated blood away from kidney but towards heart. Okay, then kidneys, when they filter out the blood, they produce urine in the kidney. Sorry, and this urine is then passed on to this ureter. These are the tubes that carry the urine from kidney towards the bladder. This urinary bladder, it stores the urine, and if it gets filled, then you might have feel an urge to remove it or to urinate. So the opening of this urinary bladder is known as urethra. Okay, so these are the basic parts, or you can say the components of your excretory system. Now let's look into how our kidneys actually work. So when we talk about the basic unit of kidney is nephron. Nephron has three main parts. One is the outer part called as cortex, okay, written here. The other is a pyramidal structure. These are called as medulla. And here where the urine is collected, this part is known as pelvis. Okay, so where are here? No, in the kidney. In the kidney. Okay. Now, where are nephron? Oh, sorry. Where are nephron present? These nephron are present on the junction of this cortex and this medulla. Okay. So here it's written nephron are located between the cortex and the medulla. Now, what is the structure of nephron look like? The nephron is a very simple structure. It has a cup-shaped thing known as Bowman's capsule. It's a round one, a cup-shaped thing, and it contains a network of blood vessels which is called as glomerulus. This is network of blood vessels. Okay, so your blood enters through these blood vessels with a high pressure. This high pressure allows the ultrafiltration. What is ultrafiltration? Means some of the substances, they move out of these blood vessels, while some of the molecules or the components, they do not pass through it. So if we talk about the blood vessels, so the smaller molecules can easily pass on to nephron. What are those? Those are water molecules, quite smaller in size, ions, salts. Okay, third thing is glucose, and fourth thing is urea. These passed into the Bowman's capsule. Now, which things do not filter out? Those are bigger proteins like white blood cells. They produce antibodies. They cannot pass. Red blood cells cannot pass. Fatty acids cannot pass. So the bigger molecules cannot pass into the Bowman's capsule. Clear? Then we have proximal tubule. It's from where these things are passes. Okay. In the very first part, the glucose is reabsorbed because your body need glucose. So the reabsorption of takes place in the very first part of the nephron. In a normal person, all the glucose is reabsorbed. Okay? While if the person, if you are normal, your insulin is working perfectly normal. The insulin needs to convert glucose into glycogen. So that would need reabsorption. So while some of the water is reabsorbed because your body needs some of the water, some of the ions are reabsorbed, urea is not going to be reabsorbed at all at any cost. Okay, so the water absorption basically takes place over here in this area. This collecting duct would now have urine, which would have urea, a small amount. Yeah, if you're taking in lots of water, then it would contain more water and ions. Okay. Now, exactly, if the water is not used by your body, then that is a waste, so that would be collected over here. If your body reabsorbs some of the ions, the some of the ions are not reabsorbed. The ions which are not reabsorbed are passed on to the collecting duct. And the whole urea is not going to be reabsorbed at all. Glucose is going to be reabsorbed fully. Water and ions are partially reabsorbed, while urea is not going to be reabsorbed. Okay.